With India getting bowled out for a very low score at the Optus Stadium, scrutiny has gone more into the KL Rahul dismissal because a lot of people on social media vented their anger that a wrong decision was given. But if you look at the technology that is there, KL Rahul has been a victim, if you may have to call that word, he's been a victim of a technological change that has happened. Because when the KL Rahul dismissal happened, there was no front on. Side on showed it, there was no front on in that sense because you needed all the angles to be covered. But why was there no angles covered? At Optus, there is a very technical thing that has emerged because even when the lunch break had happened, we had said that there are manned cameras at Optus. So, one tweet from a broadcaster is really going viral. He understood the vagaries of the technology well, and that is why when you look at it from the KL Rahul dismissal point of view, he makes brilliant sense because look at it. Big issue with broadcast, manned cameras for DRS. This will always create this problem. Fixed cams won't miss the ball. Here there was no front on available and Snicko had to work off the camera from behind, where the ball was nearly out of the frame and not clearly visible. So, because there was no side on, and because there was no front on, most of the times it was almost out of frame. And because of that, this problem emerged. But why manned cameras at Perth? Because we have seen all over the world, broadcasters need about 2 hours to ensure that they set up their fixed cameras. As is mentioned here in the below tweet, Hawkeye has got certain restrictions. That's why 2 hours before you have to supplement the cameras, you have to ensure that they are properly placed. All the wiring is in place and that's how the game can progress. But in Australia, there is a twist. Why are they using manned cameras in Perth? The explanation, the smoking gun will come in the second tweet. Everywhere in the cricketing world, the broadcasters use Hawkeye, which has 6 fixed cameras. There are 6 fixed cameras which are there in Hawkeye, and that is why prior to the start of the match, you need at least 2.5 hours to ensure everything is ready. But in Australia, that's the twist. Australia uses virtual eye, and that has a different system altogether. Virtual eye relies on manned cams for DRS, and that is the main reason why this particular problem arose. Hawkeye is not considered reliable because of the parallax error, because of issues with ball tracking. It can manually controlled, manually it can go wrong. But now virtual eye also has a problem. Manned cameras are there in most strategic points at Perth, and because of that now, this problem has emerged in a big way. So KL Rahul, when you look at it, is a victim of the technological change that is there. It's not the first time that virtual eye has been used in the Trans-Tasman region. New Zealand had tried eagle eye. Australia is having virtual eye, and it came not only for the BGT, it's happened much before also. So the KL Rahul dismissal has opened up one potential problem with eagle eye, if virtual eye for that matter, because virtual eye needs manned cameras, and that is the reason why it just went for a toss. Now, the host broadcasters released the front on, but then what happened in that clearly suggested that there was a woody sound. So KL Rahul and the umpires, if you have to look at the umpires, in hindsight, they actually made a good decision and they may get off the hook. But virtual eye has shown that yes, there are problems with the system, because if you use manned cameras, then there will be an issue. Like how for fixed cameras in DRS, parallax error can be a big issue. That is why looking at it, is KL Rahul a victim? No. In one word, he's unlucky. He's unlucky for the simple fact that he's a victim of the technological change that only Australia and New Zealand employ. The rest of the world uses the same technology, but here things are slightly different. So that is why, unfortunately, because Australia uses virtual eye and not Hawkeye, this is the prime reason why KL Rahul was given out in those circumstances, and that manned cameras are employed at Perth, not real fixed time cameras which is there. Thank you so much folks for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.